Charlie George who can hit him. Oh, a great goal! Charlie George!
And welcome again to the big match, and a particular welcome today to our new viewers in Scotland and in the North East. Well, the refereeing revolution shows no sign of abating, with 40 more players booked yesterday. But on the programme today, we give conclusive proof that the biggest remaining problem still is a lack of consistency in the decisions that those referees are giving in this new footballing era. Well, alongside that, of course, a full ration of action with 10 new goals for you to enjoy as we bring you the London derby, Queen's Park Rangers against Millwall.
Well, that's not a bad-looking free kick, and Parks has lost it, and Bolland has hit it, and it was hit away at two, and Brown with a tremendous shot.
The 5-goal thriller, Liverpool against Leicester.
Samuel's trying a shot, and what a superb save by Clements.
And Oxford United against Burnley.
Doherty!
So there really is plenty of good stuff there for you to enjoy. Jimmy Hill is here again, of course, to give you his analysis, and we shall also be taking another good long look at some of your letters. But now let's get on with the action, and first of all today, it's down to that derby game at Loftus Road between Queen's Park Rangers and Millwall. Two sides with high hopes this season, based largely on highly successful runs at the end of last season. Rangers, of course, so very hard to beat on this ground, and led again this season by the experience and the craft of Terry Venables. And this is the side Venables has. No new names, but most of these players had experience in the First Division with Rangers a couple of years back. And always a good side to watch. Now for Millwall, like Rangers, they've tried but have failed to go successfully into the transfer market. Today without skipper Harry Cripps, which is why Dennis Burnett is leading the side. 19-year-old David Coxhill comes in at 8 to mark Rodney Marsh. The referee, incidentally, Keith Stiles of Barnsley. Well, a second division game coming up, but with a welter of classy players. And none of them, of course, are bigger than Rodney Marsh himself, already among the goals this season. Rangers also have a fine young goalkeeper, Phil Parks, really in line now for an England under-23 cap. Venables himself, a skipper with tremendous drive. And then for Millwall, looking to the other side of the field, a fine young goalkeeper there, Brian King. But they'll be looking for goals, above all from Derek Possey, their top scorer for the past 2 seasons. They also have Barry Bridges, a former Rangers player with all the pace in the world. Now, the kick-off.
So Queen's Park Rangers in their familiar hoop shirts of blue and white, defending the goal to our right, get us away. Millwall not in their customary all-white strip today. They're wearing yellow shirts with blue shorts. The ball now back with their goalkeeper, Brian King. Here's Rodney Marsh. Bolland. Ron Hunt. And Dorney winning that one in the air to Burnett. And now to Brown for Millwall. Bridges to look for his speed again, getting in behind that Rangers defence and across the goal, and down goes Parks. And you would have thought the Rangers defence would have been alert to the speed of Barry Bridges. They weren't there, though. Marsh. Oh, beautiful piece of trickery there by Rodney Marsh. He's going to take on Burnett. Little dummy, and a little trip back there now for Francis to hammer it. My goodness, he hammered it straight at Dorney. Dunphy for Millwall. The game already with a bit of feeling to it. A lot of pride always at stake in these derby games. Venables going strongly, but going for the ball as Rangers set it up again now with Francis down the left. McCulloch wanting it at the far post. McCulloch going for it across the heads of everybody. And a goal kick. But generous applause for 2 good sweeping moves there by Queen's Park Rangers. McCulloch here trying desperately to get on the end of that last one. And now Busby. Time to get in his shot as well, but it was wide. Long raking strides, and no Millwall defender coming out of the ruck to challenge him. Hunt to nod it on towards Marsh. Marsh trying to find Leach. Busby, first time in a game, McCulloch is after it, and Burnett is with him. Rangers throw. Leach. And now Rodney Marsh. But Coxhill, like a little terrier there on his heels the whole time. Clearly this 19-year-old David Coxhill has been given a tremendous task here this afternoon to try and stick with Rodney Marsh. There he is again, close at hand with Burnett. Burnett beaten that time by Clements, and well beaten, and Clements going on. Down he goes, and a free kick for Rangers on the edge of that area and no more than 2 yards outside it. Now just what is Marsh going to do? He tried to curl it, and my goodness, he nearly curled that straight there for the head of McCulloch. I think most of the people must have expected a little floater, but Marsh has always got ideas that are unorthodox, always testing and teasing a defence. Bridges, good piece of footwork and good pace there as two Rangers players go bumping into each other. Gillard and Venables, and now Clements to Marsh, cutting inside Burnett. A little back drag, and he finds Venables, and referee Styles wisely letting it go on, but he can't let that go on. And Venables not happy with Burnett's treatment, and neither too is the referee. And it looks as though Dennis Burnett's name, skipper for Millwall for the day, his name's going in the book. In spite of pleas from Terry Venables, from Barry Bridges there, from Rodney Marsh as well, Dennis Burnett goes into the referee's book. There's certainly no player can say he hasn't been warned in the light of the last 10 days or so. Some may agree with it and some don't, but they cannot say they haven't been warned. Venables, though, with the free kick for Queen's Park Rangers, and my goodness, that Millwall defence allowed that to go a long way. But safe with King. Bolland. Hunt. And Clement. Not very ambitious, but at least it was safe. As we come now to the last 3 minutes of the first half. And still Queen's Park Rangers 0, Millwall 0. That's Posse, but it is touch again. Rather a scrappy first half, but Dennis Burnett, I think, has done a tremendous job at the back for Millwall, probably the man so far of the match. There is Burnett going back to a defensive position with his free kick for Queen's Park Rangers. And Clement with the free kick. Well struck there and off the head of Leach, but it will come now. But Marsh won't keep it in, but it's a throw to Rangers. Finally decides that he doesn't want to take it, and so Francis takes it instead. And still young Coxhill, young David Coxhill's with Marsh the whole of the way. There he is on the back of Marsh. Not the happiest of tasks for him. Helped now by Brown. And a corner. Certainly not the easiest of tasks for the young Millwall number 8. Now Gillard with a chance to float another one in, but he hits it hard instead, right across that packed goal mouth, and a chance for Clement now to turn it back. Trying to make the right sort of angle. Floating it in there again, and indeed a ricochet off Kitchener. Nobody quite in that goal mouth quite wants to know what the referee means, but I'm sure it must be a corner on this side of the field. Indeed it is, with Francis now to take it again. Gillard again to take it, taking the short one from him. he's got Posse to contend with. Puts it across there, and Marsh! Rodney Marsh hammered that one in. Almost on half-time, when it looked suspiciously as though the ball might even have gone out, but it was hooked back by Gillard, and Marsh made no mistake. So a lot of the credit goes to Ian Gillard, the number 3, who whipped that ball across that Millwall goal mouth. And Marsh, who never misses such chances. So Rangers have got the goal they've been seeking. McCulloch. Venables. Good little play there, neat and precise and very accurate by Rangers. And Leach trying to lay it off for Marsh, but he couldn't make it. As the whistle goes for half-time, with Rodney Marsh, the number 10 for Queen's Park Rangers, having put them ahead with just a minute before the interval. And Burnett, who has done so much at the back, although he's had his name taken, for Millwall. Still to come on the big match for you to enjoy this afternoon. Sheffield United against West Bromwich Albion. Liverpool against Leicester. The half-time score here at Loftus Road is Queen's Park Rangers 1, Millwall 0. And we should be back with you in just a couple of minutes. So referee Styles of Barnsley gets us away in the second half. And Clement with his head for Queen's Park Rangers. See just what effect that goal so near the end of it will have on this second half. Burnett. And Rangers throw. No one at the moment very keen to take it. Now it's Mick Leach. To Martin Busby. Bit of shirt tugging going there. Busby the guilty one. Hunt, very positive about that header. Venables a little lucky with that one, and now Dunphy. Coxhill. The unfair challenge by Marsh on Coxhill, and Queen's Park Rangers kick, or rather Millwall's kick. Brown with a long free kick for Millwall. Oh, Hunt rather miscuing, and Parks steady as ever behind him. Pushed over there right against the wall by Barry Bridges. Smiles all round. I wonder how the referee will take it. Yes, he's taking it in the same vein. And Phil Parks with the kick. McCulloch. Marsh. McCulloch. And Coxhill now to Kitchener. Hazel. Clement. Dunphy. Bolland. And Venables going in unfairly on the back of Bolland. And anything at all that is suspiciously like a tackle from behind is being penalised. And I think Burnett was saying to the referee, honestly, referee, mine was no worse than that, and I was booked for it in the first half. I suppose Burnett would subscribe to the view that we haven't yet quite the consistency that we want. But that's not a bad-looking free kick, and Parks has lost it, and Bolland has hit it, and it was hit away too, and Brown with a tremendous shot, and somehow goalkeeper Parks got to it. Tremendous shot there by Brian Brown. Looked as though the goal was unattended with Parks out of it, but Parks somehow got back. And a good clearance off the line too from Bolland's shot by Hunt, I think it was, in that ruck of players. But a corner then to Millwall, and a very lively start to the second half, and Alder to take it. Gillard to nod it away, only as far as Brown. Running out of space on that far side, but it's a throw to Millwall. Once more, Alder to take it. Parks for Rangers. Brown again. Dorney to King. And to add to his 23 goals last season, Marsh had already scored 4 this. Oh, Alder getting the better of Clement there, and Hazel going in very quickly, but it's a corner to Millwall. Dunphy floating it again, and there's Parks once more, grabbing it securely, and a good throw by Parks that sends Francis away. He's only got Marsh up with him, and he's got the wind against him, but here's Marsh, faced by Coxhill. A little flick there for Venables, and a chance for Venables to get a shot in, and down goes King. Dunphy. Much livelier second half as Bridges tries to come away from Hunt and taken from behind and had to be penalised, and the punishment and the pain is there for all to see on the face of Barry Bridges. The left heel is what caught it, and the name of the Rangers player is going into the book. Ron Hunt, booked by the referee. Kitchener right up there for Millwall. Venables. Clement. And a throw now to Millwall, or rather to Queen's Park Rangers. Busby to Venables. Leach letting it go for McCulloch. McCulloch was taken from the back there by Kitchener. Well, some of these tackles are being penalised and some are not. There really hasn't been a tremendous degree of consistency, I must say, this afternoon so far. Here's Brian Brown, with Coxhill gamely going on outside him, but really given very little chance. So Gillard was able to turn it in. Posse. Back to Dunphy, a nice little drag back by Dunphy, and a shot. And going off a Rangers defender, so that it's a corner for Millwall. Beautiful drag back by Eamon Dunphy. Player with so much skill, Republic of Ireland international. So Dunphy, having had 6 seasons at Millwall, in which he's given a lot of pleasure to people down the Old Kent Road, taking this corner for Millwall. Again floating in under that bar, and Parks was pushed, and it's a goal, and it's got to be an own goal. Finally pushed over the line there, I would have thought. By Hazel, I would have thought. Certainly McCulloch was in there as well. As Dunphy's corner went swooping in beyond the reach of Parks and nodded down and in by a Rangers defender, making it 1-1. Hazel, I think it must have been here, who got the header. So 1-1. Marsh tricking Coxhill. Still Marsh. The two converging, pulling down Burnett, and the referee quite properly allowing it to go on. Although Burnett looks as though he might be injured. And Hazel getting there above the head of Bridges. But now Bolland finding Dunphy. Busby doing very well in a tight situation for Queen's Park Rangers. Very well indeed, as he sets McCulloch off. Back with Venables, still very tight there down by the touchline. Dorney, a little pass forward to Dunphy. New life in Millwall now that they're level. Bolland going very neatly past Gillard, beating Gillard a second time as well, and Hazel for good measure. And now Posse, can Posse turn on this one? He can, and it's just past. There was some beautiful play there in the first place by Gordon Bolland, and a real savage little turn there by Derek Posse, their number 7, whipping that ball just wide of the Queen's Park Rangers post. McCulloch. It's going to be Rangers throw with Busby. Hunt. A long one forward again to try and seek out Marsh, and wherever Marsh is, David Coxhill is as well. Very dogged little play indeed. And Millwall, in fact, are going to bring their substitute on. Steve Brown. Manager Benny Fenton is with him, wanting him on. And it looks as though Dennis Burnett is going off. Hobbling off after that exchange with Rodney Marsh. Applause from the crowd, and indeed he deserves it, because he's done a tremendous job at the back for Millwall this afternoon. Leach. Now Marsh. Again, he's stopped by Coxhill. Dunphy. To Brian Brown. Alder. Hazel. And Busby. And a foul against Doug Alder. And Rangers very quickly, very keen indeed to get on with it. The kick very quickly taken. And Francis going on, and his shirt pulled back by Dunphy. And the referee's book is coming out again, and Eamon Dunphy's name must go into it. So the third booking of the match, Eamon Dunphy. And in all honesty, he can have no complaint. So a free kick then to Queen's Park Rangers. Burnett, Hunt, and now Dunphy, the 3 names in referee Stiles' book. And Hazel now to take this free kick. Taken quickly. Marsh leading the way in there, but it goes over Marsh's head. And Bolland now for Millwall. Steve Brown. Francis doing well. A good tackle from behind, where he was getting the ball all the time. Venables obstructed surely, but allowed to go on because he kept possession. And Kitchener now to get it away for Millwall. To Posse. Highly competitive game now, and a highly competitive finish building up as Alder takes it up for Millwall. Dunphy on the far side. A little chip. And a Rangers head that gets there first again. Gillard to get it away. Francis. Bridges coming up hard after him though. But Francis still getting it across. Leach trying to flick it back for Marsh, and it didn't quite come off for him, but Leach trying to get in again, and Dorney who gets it away. So Rangers now beginning to exert a bit of pressure as Francis puts it in. Marsh on the far side, and Coxhill heading it back over his own head for the corner. His tackling, young Coxhill, has always been fair on Marsh, but it's always been quick and decisive too. So Busby with the corner for Queen's Park Rangers. Francis to Venables. Playing it back first time. Kitchener's head. Hunt, who'd stayed up there. Gillard. McCulloch trying to take it on his body, and he finds Busby, who promptly loses it. To Posse. Dunphy again. Well, that one wasn't allowed by the referee. Catch a sight of Benny Fenton in the background there, shouting his men on. Millwall manager. I'm not sure they'll be able to hear him, but it makes him feel better, I'm sure. Long free kick by Bolland. And now Bridges trying to turn on this. Oh, good work by Parks. He really turned on that so very quickly, Barry Bridges. But it's a corner then to Millwall. And Dunphy to take it. Dunphy with the corner. Into the side netting. Well, his last corner produced a goal, but that was never... Mind you, the adjustment was only a narrow one, and it was just the wrong side of the post for Dunphy. Busby versus Brown. And a throw given to Queen's Park Rangers. And Ian Gillard. In fact, it's a free kick. Halleck again jumping, but Kitchener really hasn't missed very much in the air, and he was head and shoulders above him there. Francis, chased by Posse. But doing a good job there, but again Kitchener getting it. Now they didn't come through to Marsh, and Clement were both waiting. Put up, says the referee, by Bridges on Gillard, and a free kick to Queen's Park Rangers. Rangers now keen really to get on with it very quickly indeed as Gillard tucks another one into that Millwall penalty area. Oh my goodness, he's in square! Scored by Gillard and disallowed. It must have been a foul by McCulloch, rather. It must have been a foul by McCulloch on King. Dunphy, Bridges. And there goes the final whistle. And it's a 1-1 draw. Rodney Marsh having scored just before half-time to put Queen's Park Rangers ahead. And then what we can only assume was the own goal by Tony Hazel early in the second half to put Millwall level. And so the final score of this London derby game here at Loftus Road is Queen's Park Rangers 1, Millwall 1.
Yes, 1-1. And still to come on the big match today, that tremendous game they had up at Anfield yesterday between Liverpool and Leicester. Also the goals from Oxford United against Burnley. Well, one of the major talking points in the Rangers dressing room after that game was the fine form of young David Coxhill, who only 19, and yet he managed to stifle Rodney Marsh. Rodney himself generously said the boy was brilliant. I'd make him the man of the match. What was his name again? Well, Rodney, it was David Coxhill. And after the game, I asked him what he felt about it all.
I feel really great. I was very nervous before the game started this morning, and I know he's a very good player, so I just tried to do my best.
Because this is only your first team game and your first real game this season.
Yeah, I had two last year, and this is I came on the sub against Bristol City, and this is my first full game this year.
When did you know that you'd be marking Rodney Marsh?
Yesterday morning. We had a talk, and manager told me to mark him, so just done my best.
Did it worry you overnight at all?
Yeah, I was very nervous. Kept lying in bed awake, but I was very nervous this morning. But as soon as the game got going, I was all right.
Did Rodney say anything to you during the game?
No, well, he put it through my legs twice, and the first time he laughed, and I thought to myself, don't let it happen again. But he done it again, and that's all in the game. It was pretty good.
And of course, he scored the goal. How do you account for that?
Well, we had before the match, Gordon Bolland and Gordon was going to take him for corners because he's much taller than me, and I was going to mark someone else, and it just worked out that they took a short corner and it came across and he scored. It's just one of those things.
So David Coxhill, the surprising young star of that game at Loftus Road yesterday. I think one of the disturbing aspects of that game yesterday, though, between Queen's Park Rangers and Millwall, were some of the inconsistencies in the refereeing decisions. And I'm sure that's a point that Jimmy Hill would want to take up now as we go across the studio to Jimmy.
Well, indeed I do, but before that, just let's look at the game itself and the goals that were scored. And I would think that neither side would complain, really, about a draw. It was Queen's Park Rangers' first half and Millwall's second. A game fought without malice, but plenty of spirit. Let's look at that Rangers goal now, the Rodney Marsh goal, from this corner. And Ian Gillard, who's on the ball now, I think takes most of the credit. He beats one man there. Now watch how he beats Posse. Posse goes to obstruct him, and he goes round the other side. Posse tries to recover there with all the pace that he's got, but it really is a first-class cross here under pressure, low and hard, and you'll see the space that Marsh has got in the centre there, and he side-foots it firmly right in the goal. An easy goal for Marsh, but perfectly taken. The Millwall goal was one of the mistakes, well, the only mistake that Phil Parkes made. There's Eamon Dunphy crossing it. Watch as Parkes comes out here. There was some argument whether a Rangers player actually touched it. Look there. Hazel thought he did, but does it go in the net before he gets a touch or not? I think it was just about over the line, but it's something they'll argue about, I suppose, for some time to come. And there was, in fact, a disallowed goal. Rangers thought they'd won the game. Young McCulloch challenged the goalkeeper, got the ball and put it in the net, but in the end the referee pointed quite firmly and said that there was obstruction. It's interesting this to compare with the one we showed the other week between Wignall and Stepney. Just let's have a look now. There's the cross, and watch the line that McCulloch comes in. I think the referee said he's not coming for the ball. He's right of the line of the ball, impeding the goalkeeper. Can you see that? As against Wignall the other week, who went for the ball. McCulloch recovers first and puts it in the back of the net. But I think the referee was absolutely right with that decision. But I would query one or two of the other things they did in that game. I predicted that the new severe campaign would show up the good referees and the bad referees, and I think that is almost being proved now. Just let's look at the names that he took in this match yesterday. He started off quite early, very firmly, and took a name, but I think that really led to the difficulties he had in the game later on. This is the first one, and it's Burnett on Venables. You watch here how Venables appeals to the referee not to take his name because he knows that it was his skill that moved the ball and Burnett really was going for the ball. Now we look at the second one, the old tackling from behind, Hunt there on Bridges. Now that is one of the tackles that we all want to see out of the game, and I couldn't really query about a name being taken from that. And finally, a shirt tugging incident which comes up now. Eamon Dunphy stops Francis. And you see the way Francis reacts. There's the sort of trip. He gets away, he holds his shirt, and look at that, bang. So you could say that if Dunphy deserved to have his name taken for shirt tugging, which hasn't always been taken in the past, then Francis should have had his name taken too. But now let's have a look at the fouls where names weren't taken, which came in that class. We start off with one from Venables on Bollins. It's collecting the ball now. There it is, the tackle from behind, kicking into the calf muscles. Now, if one of those tackles had been given as a name take, one wonders why the other one wasn't given. Now we pick up on Francis now, and this is an obstruction, a very blatant obstruction. It's not a shirt tug. Watch, straight into the man and on the floor. A foul given, but no name taken. Number 3 now. This is Rodney Marsh. You'll see when he breaks away, and watch when he plays the ball forward, what he does. Plays it forward and then jumps and pulls down Burnett. In fact, that injured Burnett, and it was sort of calculated, not really to do him any damage, but it did result in him having to leave the field following that incident. And lastly, in slow motion this time, the tackle from behind, Kitchener is trying to catch Clements. And he's not making much headway. He's not making up ground, as you'll see. Clements was streaking through in a dangerous position, and there's the tackle from behind, the ball running away. The referee judged that he had a chance of the ball, but I don't know. If you're going to have to decide things like that when players' names go in the book, it's an extremely difficult thing to do. Well, in fact, referees do have to decide decisions like that these days, and they have to be right. But there's no doubt yesterday in my mind that there was confusion among the players throughout the game as to the way in which the referee was interpreting the laws. More than that, another point emerged, that when a referee sets a standard by taking one name at the start of the game, then the crowd are after him from then on to take more. And it looks as if this campaign is not only going to show up the naughty players, but the bad referees.
The views there of Jimmy Hill. And still on refereeing, you know we like to bring you exciting pictures week by week, and I think probably one of the most exciting pictures that we've had in the past week, in fact, came from a press photographer. This is it. It shows Tommy Dawes, the referee, taking the name of Palace's Steve Kember, and it seems to sum up so much. And as we say, a warm congratulations to the man who took it, Frank Barron. And now some more action, and now we go to Oxford United against Burnley. We had in fact planned to bring you Sheffield United against West Bromwich Albion, but that was a goalless game. We know you love the goals, so we made a last-minute switch, and in fact there's a very good goal here, which we bring you now. Oxford against Burnley, commentator Hugh Johns, pictures from ATV, Oxford in the light shirts.
It'll touch on for Clark, Derek Clark. If he can catch it, he can't. But he wins a corner. Johnny Everson. Got some big men to aim for up there now. They've put the tank in, number 11, Ron Atkinson. He's in the box. Cassidy up, and number 4. Yes, a good goal by Dave Roberts. Everybody was looking for the big tall fellas. Dave Roberts crept in on the blind side, scores his first goal of the season, and according to my book, his first goal ever in league football, and he's a happy fella. Oh, Waldron winning against Cassidy. Evanson for Graham Atkinson to chase. That could be something awkward here. Clark kicked off the line. And still there, Cassidy. Yes, sir, Cassidy finally gets it. Nigel Cassidy, the boy brought back in the side to add goal punch to the Oxford front line. Gets his first goal of the season and puts Oxford 2-0 up. Eddie Cliff must short inside for West. Shooting chance. Casper now. Oh, that's a good shot, a beautiful goal. Frank Casper, magnificent shot.
And that, in fact, was the fine goal I was telling you about, scored by Frank Casper of Burnley, but Oxford won it 2-1. Now let's take a look at some of your letters, and we've had a whole stack this week asking why John Toshak's goal for Liverpool up at Newcastle last week was disallowed. Amongst those who wrote, Nicholas Ray of Henley, Frank and Tony Cox of Streatham Vale, 10-year-old Michael Lynch of Willesden, and L.R. Mitchell of Newport, Monmouthshire were among those, as I say, who wrote. Well, we got in touch with referee Farley, who made the decision, and he said Liverpool's Kevin Keegan was offside in that situation. Jimmy?
Well, Mr. Farley was absolutely right. There's McFall playing the ball out, and you can see Keegan there running to the left of the picture, who's the man who's offside. Toshak thinks very quickly and chips it back in, and it was a very good chip indeed, and very quick thinking, over the head, but clearly Keegan is still in that offside position from start to finish.
So the referee was right. A nice point also this week from A. Dennis of South Croydon, who says he can't remember the big match ever going to Selhurst Park and seeing Crystal Palace win. In fact, Mr. Dennis thinks the last time that television viewers saw Palace win at Selhurst Park was when they were in the 3rd division. Well, not quite right, in fact, because the big match has never seen Palace win in the 1st division, but we were there at Easter 1969, their promotion year from the 2nd division, when they beat Portsmouth by 3-1, and here's the proof.
Brian Bromley, chased all the way by Hoy, and Hoy really does get through some chasing in an afternoon, but now it's Tony Taylor. Off for Cliff Jackson, but Harris is there as well. The chance for Jackson! He's there! Snowden. Colin Taylor now, Kemba off in chase, Hand is with him. Still Kemba. Oh, beautiful goal! 25 minutes gone in the second half, and Kemba has scored a superb goal. Former England amateur international goalkeeper John Jackson really developed into a very fine one now. And one very good reason why Palace have conceded only 7 goals in their last 11 games. John Jackson. Shabilko setting Jennings away very dangerously. And there it is! Nick Jennings! No one would be more delighted to get into the 1st division than this man on the ball at the moment, Roger Hoy. After so long at Spurs without ever making very much impact. It's Hoy again! He's still there with a chance. Handball! And a penalty. John Sewell. And it's there! There's the scoreline. And with just under a minute to go, Palace now must be safe.
There we are. Some of the faces there at Palace had changed, and I would have thought most of the hairstyles had changed as well, but the proof there that we have seen Palace win at Selhurst Park. Terry Carmichael and Michael Williamson from Potters Bar are two worried Arsenal supporters, and I would have thought that defeat by Stoke yesterday won't make them any happier. But they're wondering when Peter Marinello might get another chance, and have asked us to remind all Arsenal fans of the goal that Peter Marinello scored on his first appearance for Arsenal away up at Old Trafford against Manchester United, and what a fine goal it was.
Simpson has gone ahead, calling for the pass that he's not going to get. One for Yor. Terry Neal. Nice flip through by Radford to Marinello. Chance for him here. Oh, what good footwork. Must make himself a goal, and he scored it!
Well, Arsenal could do with a goal or two like that right now. But our next action on the programme today brings you a game that had its fair ration of goals. Liverpool against Leicester, a 5-goal thriller up at Anfield as we join our commentator Gerald Sinstadt. The pictures come from Granada, and Leicester City are in the white shorts.
Those 4 men that you see there in the penalty area. Wind blowing the ball out of the centre circle. Now it's right for David Nash. Just right for Lloyd. Away by Smith. Kellard out to Brown. Lindsay going up to pursue him. Nish. And that was Fern's shot. It's gone in. Deflected. Fern's shot deflected off somebody. Completely beating Clements, giving him no chance at all. Goal out of the blue. Bobby Kellard there applauding. So we're off with Liverpool really pegged back after 25 minutes of almost non-stop attack by a very unlucky goal. To Callaghan. Thompson. Callaghan. Toshak. Lawler. Highway. And the identical goal. Absolutely identical goal. Off cross. With the throw in. Highway putting it on beautifully for Keegan. And Keegan's just touched it on. And he's got it back, but it doesn't reach Toshak. But that was a lovely move by Liverpool. Samuels. Nish. With keeping it in play, 2 Liverpool players converging on it, Lindsay and Highway. Farrington. Thorne. Samuels. Samuels trying a shot, and what a superb save by Clements. Ray Clements, who's already conceded 7 league goals, which is a total he didn't pass until towards the end of October last season, but still in tremendous form. Nish to take Leicester's second corner. Put away by Smith to Keegan. Keegan always looking to use the ball constructively. Highway to Thompson. And Keegan, who started it with his head, finishes it off with a little bit of shirt pulling. Referee lets play go on. Or does he? No, he's given the free kick. Sjoberg for Whitworth. Fern getting it to Brown. Samuels. Fern. Good interception by Smith. Thompson. Keegan. Glover for Leicester. Samuels beats Callaghan and the referee, gets it out to Farrington. Samuels again. Wallace cutting it out for Thompson. And Highway now with room to gallop down the right. Coming infield, Keegan with him, Toshak over on the left. And there's Toshak. Pulled across hard and cut out by Sjoberg, and just as well too, because Keegan was at the back of the box. Highway collecting the ball for the corner. Toshak, the only man in the 8-yard area. Toshak's head, and in the net from Keegan. What a player this is. David Nish had his leg popped to kick that off the line, and in came Keegan. But his studs hooked in the net. We'll see it again. There's the corner from Highway. There's the header, and in comes Keegan. And that roar as we're back live is to welcome him as he returns to the centre circle. His 5th game in the First Division, his 3rd goal. To Liverpool. Kellard. Smith. Sjoberg's clearance. Lloyd. There was no danger whatsoever there. We'll see it again. I don't suppose that Ray Clements will want to watch it again. There's the cross, no danger. He doesn't know where it is, and Farrington bangs it in. 2-2. What a game of incident.
In the second half, the winner.
Three-quarters of the game gone, 2 goals each. Peter Thompson in possession for Liverpool. Callaghan. At the speed, and there's a good cross. Smith. Lloyd. Hughes. Callaghan making space. Smith, and here's Lawler gone forward, blocked by Sjoberg, who then puts it out for the corner. John Sjoberg, who began in league football nearly 11 years ago, his experience has certainly paid off for Leicester today. Shilton's ball just with his fingertips. He had little alternative but to put it out of play. There was nobody upfield. Highway can't get round them both. Samuels. Glover going to cut off the pass back to Clements. So Lloyd plays it up the line to Lindsay. Keegan. quieter second half. Highway. Emlyn Hughes. Chance for his right foot. And Tuchak save! What a magnificent goal! Again, it looks as though the chance is wasted, but it comes to Hughes. I reckon that's meant for a shot, but look at the way Toshak throws himself and gets a bullet header that gave Shilton no chance at all. And so now, Liverpool lead by 3-2.
Which is how it ended. What a clanger there, though, by Ray Clements, but some tremendous form by Liverpool. That's all from the programme today. Hope you've enjoyed it. Remember, On the Ball in World of Sport next Saturday lunchtime, the big match next Sunday afternoon. The goal we leave you with today is the Queen's Park Rangers goal, quite properly credited to Rodney Marsh. But look again at how much credit should go to full-back Ian Gillard.
Now he's got Fossey to contend with. Puts it across there, and Marsh! Rodney Marsh!